Hey guys, keeping it real. This is take 2. Don't know what happened. We're starting back again here. Week 4 with our book summaries, and this week we are summarizing Extreme Ownership, how U.S. Navy SEALs lead and win. And I'm super excited about this book because I love the way that Jocko wrote. I love the way that he dives into content. It's straight to it. It's tactful. It's just, you feel it. You feel it. At least I did. And I appreciate that style of writing. So maybe that's not your favorite, but it's mine. And again, my name's Justine Mader. I'm bringing you book summaries because we don't have a lot of time to, do a ton of things. And one of the most important things I'm trying to do is summarize the lessons I'm reading through one book a week to improve my life and business and sharing my transformation along the way. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it, just like Jocko. Get straight to the point, right? So number 1, the first lesson is kind of in the title. Extreme ownership. Extreme ownership. What does that look like? That looks like taking complete responsibility for everything. I highlighted everything in my notes that happens within one's sphere of influence and not making excuses or blaming others. It's so easy to blame others. It's so easy to make excuses. This didn't happen. That didn't happen. Within reason, it's on me. It's always on me. I'm a wife. I'm a mother. I am a business owner. I support other teams. It's on me. And if it doesn't happen, it's nobody else's fault. It's not my kids' fault. It's not this fault. It's just not. It's me. And I think that this really hit me because I am trying to do better, but I realized in this book that I have so much further to go to really adopt and live out what it means to take extreme ownership. And I think I also realized that when I take it on, there's no one else to blame. There's no one else to fix it. It's just me. So that leaves me with a lot of power as well. So, with great, responsibility comes great opportunity. That's what I'm trying to look at it as. Anyway, so that was point number 1. Point number 2, lead by example. Oh my gosh, this one relates so much, especially in my motherhood journey right now, because as soon as I do something, I see my kids do it. As soon as I say something, I hear my kids say it. So it's one of those things that I know it's the same way for teams. So as a leader, I've done CMO, I've done COO, I do my own business. It's one of those things that how I show up, how I determine the energy of a space, a problem, a situation, I'm setting the tone. I can either lead by example or I can totally fail them by example. And so it's one of those things where that one hit really home just to take accountability for my day-to-day, right? The little things that nobody sees. If I can't lead myself, how am I supposed to expect myself to lead a team? If I can't lead myself, how am I supposed to lead a family of little children, right? Teach them in the ways that they should go. That just hit me deep. And I'm sure for you, if you would read it, it would hit you in ways that are impactful as well. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Third point, no bad teams, only bad leaders. Ouch. I'm sure I've been a bad leader before. I may not be a very good leader now, but that's why I'm doing this journey, and that's why I'm looking to improve myself and enhance my life and my business to really take on that leadership role of taking ownership for my team's performance and not passing the blame on to the team. This is my team. This is what we agreed to. This is the part that I take responsibility for, and I wouldn't want to change that, but it does mean putting yourself in the hot seat and not fun situations and being okay with that. So I'm working on that. Next, check your ego. I got that. Check your ego. Make sure you're willing to admit the mistakes and take responsibility for the failure, if that is the case. I am a people pleaser, recovering people pleaser, and so I have to check my ego in 2 ways. One way, does this apply to me? And then, if it does, take ownership. And as a people pleaser, so many times I immediately assume, this is totally my fault. This is all my fault. Not always. And that's where I have to be able to grow even more in this space and be like, yes, I take, extreme ownership. Like point number 1, I take extreme ownership for everything that is mine to own. But I don't own your issues. I don't own your dysfunctionality. I don't own, right, the things that are outside of my influence. Not my problem. Things within my influence, that's on me. So if you're a recovering people pleaser, I just wanted to make that point because I know I identified that in myself. So anyways, moving on. Simplify. Leaders must simplify the plan and make it easy for people to understand and execute. Execute, execute, execute. Like that's the principle of everything, following through. And I'm doing so many different things for my in-laws and working on like things with power of attorney and insurance and all sorts of stuff. That's personal life, right? But the reason I say that is the follow through and execution lacks so much in our day's society. Not because I don't genuinely think people don't want to do it. It's just that they don't either understand the process by which they're supposed to do something, or they get busy doing something else because there's no follow through. There's no cohesive like process, 1, 2, 3 done, 1, 2, 3 done. So to create a business that you can rinse and repeat the steps to execution, that's what matters. And that's what I'm trying to create for people in their content, and how I help moms and busy influencers work on creating a steady content reel that repurposes and serves them from, the rinse and repeat methods that I talk about in my own business. So again, I'm trying to take these books and apply them directly to me and what I'm doing. So that one was really encouraging because my word for 2023 is simplify. It's simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. I overcomplicate, right? Extreme ownership. I overcomplicate it. How can I simplify, rinse and repeat, and make sure that everyone that's underneath me knows the process, holds each other to it, and we can execute with excellence. So anyways, I loved that one. So I think we're on number 8, something like that. Prioritize and execute. Ooh, I love this. So leaders must prioritize the important tasks and then execute them with discipline, right? So we simplified, and now we need to prioritize those simplified tasks. What's actually the most important? What's going to be the money-making tasks? Where does my energy need to be? Who can I delegate this to? And then follow through with discipline. Because more often than not, the things that need to be done are the things that are not fun. Just saying it like it is. Saying it like it is for me and for you. So, hey, I'm holding myself to it. I hope you do the same. And next, decentralized command. Leaders must empower their team to make decisions and ownership of their actions. So this one is just so powerful because I love seeing autonomy in teams. I love helping create that, where it's like, hey, this is what we need to have executed. Now take the ball and run with it and bring it back and have it executed, have it figured out. Again, building leaders versus micromanaging, right? You want to have someone in, say it's your marketing team. Say someone's in charge of, the Facebook and the Instagram, and you want to have them take on their idea for ads that's going to work with this campaign. Give them the reins. Allow them to have those creative juices flow and work in their point of excellence, right? Maybe that's not yours, and that's okay. That's okay. That'll give you time and energy to focus on the key, right? Prioritized tasks that need especially you on them. And then you can go and execute there. And then your team will then encourage you to build that trust in them to execute and support. And just, it's a rinse and repeat, you guys. It's a rinse and repeat. And building other leaders is the key to overall success in any business and in life. Helping my kids develop their own autonomy, doing, grown-up things slowly and surely, and giving them the opportunity to get outside their comfort zone with some autonomy. That's how we make leaders in children. Like that was such a good part. I hope you read this book and enjoy that part as much as I did. And then last but not least, plan, brief, execute, debrief. Leaders must do all 4 of these with discipline and rigor. The cool thing about the debrief, I think people forget that. And it's one of my favorite things is to come back and be like, okay, how did this go? How did this work? What worked, what didn't work, and how can we improve, right? Because if we're not debriefing and coming together with a way to improve the next round, then we're not learning anything. We can't improve anything. And who wants to do that? Not me. So don't forget the 4th part of, the overall procedure, right? You're going to plan, you're going to brief, you're going to execute, and debrief. Don't forget part 4. Don't forget that 4th part. That's really important. So which of these points was your favorite? And I hope you go and read the book. Again, extreme ownership is important for anyone in your life or business. And I thought it was a great book. And I think it's really impacted me. And I hope it impacts you in your life and business. So without any further ado, thanks for joining. Have a great week.